According to Alaska statute, all forms of gambling are illegal in the state, with the exception of charities like pull tabs and bingo.
But does that mean they don't exist? Investigative reporter Mike Mason went undercover to find out. Mike.
Yeah, for some time there's been a buzz on social media about thriving gambling operations happening right here in Anchorage. So after speaking with some of the patrons who say they've been there, we decided to find out for ourselves. Gambling can seem glamorous and glitzy, even though the majority of it is illegal in Alaska.
It's a vicious cycle that more and more people are getting into, and I showed a few of my friends and I regret it.
This man wants to remain anonymous. We'll call him Dave. Dave and others say the gambling scene is alive and well if you know where to look.
I brought a friend there. First time he went there, he turned 20 bucks into 1,400.
According to Alaska statutes, gambling occurs when a person stakes or risks something of value upon the outcome of a contest of chance. According to 3 of the patrons we spoke to, they say at least 2 businesses are doing just that. One is known as the West Side Arcade on Minnesota Drive, the other on Muldoon Road in East Anchorage. Dave says he's won and lost lots of money at both locations.
I've recently been trying to avoid it just because it's a toxic environment.
So my photojournalist Rachel and I decided to go undercover and check it out for ourselves. I got a wad of cash and one more thing.
With this investigation, we're going to be doing things a little differently. We're using a hidden pen cam. You tap the top twice, and hopefully we'll be recording all the video and audio we need.
Our first stop, 369 Muldoon Road. The front door was locked, so I had to knock.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
The worker let me in, and I began putting bills into the machines. Another worker even gave me tips on how to play.
And if you're looking for our lowest shooting table, that one is over there. The lowest bet is 10 cents.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
What does this do right here?
That clears your money.
Oh, no, I don't want to clear.
It soon became clear I was not an experienced player.
First time trying this one out?
Yeah, I'm not no good at it. 0 already.
Then one worker introduced himself to me as Omar.
What was your name again?
Mike.
Mike, Omar.
Hey, Omar, how you doing?
All right, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
So what do you want to try right here?
I'll try this right here.
What's your credit amount?
Whatever. I mean, I can do 20 bucks. How's that?
In less than a minute, my money was gone. Dave tells us players have to win $80 worth of points in order to cash out. Arcade workers call this issuing a refund. I question Omar about this.
So I got to win over 80 bucks, right? I have to win over 80?
$80 is the minimum refund.
Right, yeah, that's what I thought.
Minimum refund.
That sucks.
That's when I decided to leave. A worker unlocked the door to let me out.
I'll be back.
All right, Mike.
Next, we checked out the West Side Arcade on Minnesota Drive. When I walked in, I had to push past a huge plastic flap that looked like a garbage bag. In fact, the entire business had black plastic taped all around the windows and exits. I began playing video games, shooting everything from flamingos and dragons to tigers and fish. Some games took cash, others had to be loaded up by a card.
Can I get a card? Just like 10. Start it, yeah, see how it's playing.
I tried over and over again, but didn't score much.
I just want to try it. How much? $5. Can I get 10 on this one too?
And then one man next to me did.
Yo, card please. Card.
I watched as the man walked into the arcade's back room. Dave and another patron we spoke to tells us that's where winners collect their money.
That's where you get paid, the back room.
Did you win? How much did you make just now? What?
Not much more than I put in.
Like 100? Yeah.
Alaska's gambling ban doesn't apply to traditional arcade games. An amusement device is considered legal if it confers only an immediate right of replay, not exchangeable for something of value. That would be like tickets or credits that can be redeemed, trinkets like toys, candy, or electronic novelties. Any kind of cash payment or refund would, it seems, take a game out of the amusement device exception. When the man came out, he tried his luck again.
We could just take one time to get that. You can sit here and try all day to get that.
Yeah, yeah.
Walk over here, hit it one time.
And hit it one time. So it's a game of luck, really.
Yeah.
Dave says luck eventually runs out for most everybody.
Pretty disgusting to see, and a lot of domestic violence happens in there as well. Them arguing about money.
So we went back to both locations a couple days later to try to speak with the owner or manager. The front door was locked at the location on Muldoon Road, but we managed to speak with someone at the West Side Arcade.
So are you the manager?
I just work here.
And this guy looked familiar, just like the man who introduced himself as Omar at the Muldoon arcade just a few days before. This time he remained tight-lipped, except for denying any wrongdoing.
Is this an illegal gambling establishment?
No.
You
This
don't-
is an arcade place.
Do you pay out money?
No, we play prizes.
You don't pay out any money.
Playing prizes.
Prizes?
Yes, sir.
Not cash?
No.
Okay. What would you do if I told you we have people who have played the games and gotten paid money?
Can you leave?
So we did. But that leaves people like Dave wondering what, if anything, law enforcement knows about these businesses.
I think the police are either too stupid to know or just don't care.
We did reach out to law enforcement agencies to find out if these businesses are running a legal operation. But both Alaska State Troopers and the state's Department of Revenue suggested we contact the Anchorage Police Department, so we did. APD told us they take illegal gambling seriously, but they only focus their limited resources on the most serious crimes of this nature. They couldn't comment on whether the arcades we visited were offering illegal gambling. They then suggested Alaska's news source had the option of filing a formal police report on their website. We'll, of course, continue to ask questions and keep you updated. Back to you.
Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight with an update to an Alaska's news source investigation involving 2 Anchorage arcades. After several patrons made allegations of illegal gambling, we went undercover to see for ourselves. Investigative reporter Mike Mason joins us now with an update. Mike?
Yeah, Mike. Since we first reported on these 2 arcades in early March, the state has taken action by referring what we uncovered to law enforcement for investigation. We can also confirm one of the arcades was found to be operating without a business license at the time of our visit. And over the past few weeks, we've been trying to track down the owners of these 2 arcades in search of answers. On Friday, February 25th, Alaska's news source went undercover after several patrons came to us with allegations of illegal gambling. With a hidden camera, we paid a visit to 2 locations: 369 Muldoon Road in East Anchorage and the West Side Arcade at 3600 Minnesota Drive. At Muldoon, one of the workers showed me how to use the machines, politely introducing himself as Omar.
What was your name again?
Mike.
Mike, Omar.
Hey, Omar, how you doing?
All right, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Since our report, Omar has not been as cooperative.
I don't want to talk to you.
We'd like to talk to you.
It may be because of the questions our reporting has raised.
I brought a friend there. First time he went there, he turned 20 bucks into 1,400.
Patrons telling us they believe both locations are fronts for illegal gambling. At the West Side Arcade, it didn't take long before one player told me he scored some cash.
Did you win? How much did you make just now?
Not much.
What?
Not much more than I put in.
Like 100? Yeah.
Alaska's gambling ban doesn't apply to traditional arcade games. An amusement device is considered legal if it confers only an immediate right of replay, not exchangeable for something of value. That would be like tickets or credits that can be redeemed, but not cash. I went back to the West Side Arcade a few days later to try to speak with management.
Can I talk to the owner?
It was Omar who opened the door. Yeah, the same man we first met at Muldoon.
So are you the manager?
I just work here.
He denied any wrongdoing.
What would you do if I told you we have people who have played the games and gotten paid money?
Can you leave?
Since then, Alaska's news source has done some digging. We wanted to know who owned these 2 arcades. On Alaska's business license for the West Side Arcade, the owner is listed as Clayton Peters. Court documents show Peters was formerly known as Clayton Nye until 2013, when he legally changed his last name to Peters. Public records for Peters' business led us to this address in East Anchorage, and a familiar face came to the door. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Omar. Hey, Clay Peters.
I don't want to talk to you.
We'd like to talk to you.
We returned to the street, and the man we've known as Omar followed us out.
What you're doing is harassment.
Well, then if you could
That's what that is, Mike. Go find something better to do.
Tell
How
me-
about you try Jesus and not me?
tell me who I can talk to.
We left without answers, including Omar's legal identity. And as for the Muldoon location, we found that arcade is part of a commercial property, a strip mall owned by the Varner family in Anchorage. We paid them a visit.
So when you saw my report, what did you think?
I was scared to death.
Scared to death.
What's going on?
So we don't want something
there where people go gambling or you start having problems with police, that's when we thought we needed to get hold of a lawyer and start seeing if we can take action.
We asked the Varners who leased out the arcade space.
Norman?
Yes.
What was his last name?
He's got weird last name.
A public records search through the database LexisNexis shows one of Clayton Peters' potential relatives is a man by the name of Norman Faga Faga.
Faga, something like the F-A-R.
Norman
something
Faga
like that.
Faga.
Yeah.
Right.
Norman Faga Faga's court records show he and Clayton Nye were 2 of 3 men arrested in connection with a shooting at an Anchorage football stadium back in 2006. Faga Faga and the man formerly known as Nye were both fully acquitted. Channel 2 covered the story then. This is the video of Faga Faga and Nye celebrating their release.
It's a family night tonight. We finna hold my mom. I'm finna hold my mom real close tonight, man.
Now, 16 years later, Al Varner's attorney states he's in the process of trying to evict the Muldoon arcade tenant, identified by Varner as Norman Faga Faga. As for the West Side Arcade, 4 days after our initial story aired, the business license was renewed. An investigator for the Alaska Division of Corporations confirms the agency has now referred the criminal allegations to Alaska State Troopers for investigation, and of course, we'll keep you updated.